Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing this evening? Okay, time and temperature check. It was currently 6:05 when I came out here. I almost said 6:30 because I have to start getting ready in 25 minutes. Well, I might be able to push it to about 30 minutes to start getting ready because we have this dinner that we're going to tonight. And the current temperature in Indianapolis is 83 degrees and very humid outside. It feels really good though outside tonight. I was out here earlier and I was thinking about going to the pool for a little bit, and then walked to the mailbox and I got the mail and there was tons of people at the pool, and I was like, okay, today's not the pool day to go to the pool, so I guess I'll film a couple videos. And I wasn't really sure what I was going to do today. I thought, well, maybe I'll just, I got up late, and so Alex had gotten up early, and he was watching TV shows and had taken Boo Radley out a couple times. He's actually upstairs right now taking a nap before this dinner tonight. They'll probably go out after the dinner, and I probably won't, so I'm just going to go to the dinner. The dinner, we're meeting for drinks an hour early. The dinner is at 7:30, so we have to leave here at 7:15, he said. And then, the dinner is at 8:30, so it'll probably be done about 10:30. Their dinners are usually 5 hours, but I think the 2-hour mark with couples, it'll probably be over at 10:30. So this is Alex's girlfriend's birthday tonight, and I think there's 5 couples going or something like that. And it's a new restaurant in Fishers that I've never heard of before, so I'm excited about it. It'll be fun. It'll be fun to get out, and I think I'm gonna wear a white button-down collared shirt. I have this white polo that it's kind of baggy that I'm gonna wear, and then some jeans. I have holes in my knees, and then I think I'm gonna wear these the big buckle, the brass buckle Birkenstocks that have the back strap on them too. I really like those. They're a little dressier than just regular Birkenstocks, so I think I'm gonna wear those in case we sit outside tonight. So yeah, but anyway, last night, I decided, I was like, okay, maybe I'll just film a vlog tomorrow, and then I knew I had to do the Peter Does Stuff video to announce the movie for this week, which I'm really excited. It's a good one. So I just filmed the video. It's uploading right now. So make sure that you go check out Peter's Movie Club for this week to see what the movie is. It's a really, really good one. And I also mentioned a show over there that I'm thinking about maybe binge watching as a group, if anybody's interested in. It's over on Tubi. A show that I loved when I was growing up. My mom and I used to watch it every week. Also, so Alex came upstairs from watching shows, and he was like, what are you going to do? And I was like, I don't know, I was going to go to the pool, but there's so many people up there. And so he said, okay, well, I'm going to lay down for an hour and a half before we go to this dinner, started getting ready for this dinner. And I said, okay. So it's I'm going to film a video. Well, I knew I had to film the movie videos. I was like, I think there had been this drama video that it's not really drama, but I was kind of it was my response to a video that I had made a couple days ago, and so I was like, I don't know that I really want to make this video, but I feel pretty strongly about it, and so I just sat down and I filmed the video, and I actually sat on the wood floor again. Well, I sat with a pillow on the wood floor this time because Alex was upstairs taking a nap, and so I filmed it up against the fireplace. My back doesn't hurt at all. Last time when I sat down there, and my video was 45 minutes long, and then I turned around and I filmed the Peter Does Stuff video for the movie club, which was 14 minutes long. So, it's almost an hour I was sitting down there, and I got up and I thought my back's gonna kill. Even with this pillow, my back's gonna kill, but I felt fine. So, so my back feels okay. I don't know, maybe it was just how I slept on it that night, and then I sat on the floor afterwards. But anyway, I filmed the video for my drama channel. It's uploading right now, and then I got it rendered and started uploading it, and then I made the thumbnail, which is the thumbnails. When I'm in a hurry, my thumbnails are bad as they are, but when I'm in a hurry, they're even 10 times worse. And so I filmed the video and then got it uploaded, and then I turned around and I did the movie announcement for Peter's Movie Club. I love that. I love doing the Peter's Movie Club. I'm sure that there's only 20 or 30 people that are watching the movies with me, and I don't even really care. It's so much fun. So anyway, here's another one of those shirts that I got, the Hero Clark shirts, which is twisting on me right now, but this one says based on a true story. I love this shirt so much. So anyway, so I got those 2 videos done, which is more than I thought I was going to get done today. I thought I would probably film the vlog when I came home, but I like to have it done and uploading so that when I come home I can just post it. And so this will be shorter today. This will be 20 to 30 minute vlog. So yeah, so anyway, did that today, and that's really all I've done today. Done some laundry, some towels, and slept in. Last night, what was I watching first? Oh, so I sat down last night and made some dinner. Alex was watching Love Island. He's like obsessed with Love Island. He was like texting Tanya last night. Nikki was asking me to ask him questions about it. Like everybody that I know is watching Love Island. I was like, who are you texting? Because he went to bed by the same time that I laid down to take a nap. And because he had an early meeting that's why I got up early this morning. He had an early meeting this morning, a Zoom meeting. And then took Rally out, and then he was watching TV after that. And so, and he was like doing some work and stuff while he was like sitting there. But he was like, so he had to go to bed a little bit early because he had an early meeting this morning. And I said, who are you he was like in bed texting. I was like, who are you texting? Because he was like laughing while I was texting. He was like, Tanya texted me about Love Island, like what I thought about it tonight. And I was like, you too, and Love Island. I feel like it's, whenever I talk to Tanya, it's all she talks about. And Alex, all he talks about is Love Island. So I need to watch it. But last night, I made some dinner and I started watching. I didn't know, somebody DM'd me and they said, I don't know if you know this or not, but Bachelor in Paradise is not coming back until 2025. And I thought it was coming back this fall because it's usually out in the fall. And then she said something to me about, like, you probably know because you're watching The Bachelorette, which started on Monday. I had no clue that The Bachelorette started on Monday. I don't know. I feel like I'm missing all these shows. This true crime show that Sherry Panini or whatever, like, I didn't even know about that till Caroline told me about it. And then I didn't know The Bachelorette started. So I started last night, but it's an hour and a half. I think maybe most episodes are an hour and a half, but the first episode was an hour and a half. I think it was 2 hours, but with commercials taken out of it. I watched it on Hulu. So I watched half of it, and then I laid down when Alex went to sleep. And then I got up and I watched the other half. Well, no. I got up and I sat out here and I watched St. Elmo's Fire. It was weird watching St. Elmo's Fire. It was like perfect to sit out here last night and watch it. There was like a cool breeze. It was still warm last night, but there was like a cool breeze. I hadn't had a Diet Dr. Pepper in like a week or two, and so it was really fun. I made like a Diet Dr. Pepper in this like thermos cup thing that I have, and sat out here, turned the light off so it was pitch dark, and I'll let you guys go watch my video about St. Elmo's Fire. It was interesting because, first of all, watching it, I realized it's been a really long time since I've watched it. It had to have been like 20 years since the last time that I saw it. Which is so funny because I must have seen it so many times when it came out. Like, I can remember when it came out on like video. Like, we used to watch it all the time, my friends and I. And we had all the lines memorized and stuff like that. The movie really, really meant a lot to me, like when I was in high school. And I watched it, and at first I was kind of like, oh my god, I forgot about that, and whatever. And then it kind of got real sad for me, like when I was watching it. I just was like, you know, I think, like, in the last couple years, you know, high school was hell for me as far as being bullied, but with my girlfriends that I had in high school, like all my friends that were girls, like, they were so loving and supportive of me. I mean, they were ride or die. Like, they would have done anything for me, and I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for them, and I'm so thankful for them. And, like, when the school bell rang at 3:10 or whatever, I mean, on the weekends and stuff, I mean, we had a blast in high school. I mean, especially, like, the end of my sophomore year and my junior and senior year. I mean, we just had a blast, you know, my friends and I, when school wasn't, like, not in school. But, and some of the days in school, too, like passing notes and stuff like that. And I have all the notes in the basement. I've kept them all from my high school friends. But they've just been in a box forever. I haven't looked at them in forever. But, I mean, literally, like, probably 10 years I haven't looked at them. Pulled them out every once in a while and, like, just shift them to another box. I'm like, no, I can't throw them away yet. But, you know, I think in recently, really talking about, like, gay rights and my sobriety and stuff, like, as much fun as I had in high school, it was also a period where I was completely in the closet. I didn't even really want to, even though I knew, I didn't even really want to acknowledge it to myself. Like, I was so afraid of coming out, even to myself and, you know, whatever. And it just was a very fearful time for me. And it was also probably one of the heaviest times of my drinking and my drug using. And so watching the movie last night kind of, like, just took me right back to that. Like, that time period in my life and what that movie represented for me. It was weird because right at the beginning of the movie, and I shared this in my review that I did, so I'm kind of talking about different things I talked about in my review, so you can go over there and watch it, but, so I'm not repeating it, but there's a scene at the beginning when, and I loved Jules, played by Demi Moore, like, she was, like, my favorite in the movie, and, I was talking in my review video about how good looking Rob Lowe was at that time, and like, you know, I had like this crush on Rob Lowe at, you know, that time and stuff like that. But what's so interesting is like the celebrity crush. I always thought he was so good looking, but looking back on it, like Judd Nelson was really good looking too, you know? It's interesting, and they're like all older than me. Like Judd Nelson's like 64. I looked him up when I was watching that Bratz documentary about the Brat Pack, and I was like, he's like 62 or 64. I was like, I didn't realize he was like 10 years older than me. I thought we were all kind of the same age. St. Elmo's Fire came out like in 1985 or 87 or something like that. It was like, they were like 22 at the time they were filming it. So if I was like 15, I mean, they're like, I think Rob Lowe is like 57 or 58. Maybe he might be older than that. I don't know. They were all supposed to be the same age. So if what did I say his name was? Well, I can't think of his name. Oh gosh, I just said it. Anyway, the guy that played in Breakfast Club too, Judd Nelson. If he's like in his 60s, they all have to be in their 60s. Is Demi Moore and Ali Sheedy? I mean, they look fantastic. Are they in their 60s? I don't know. But anyway, it just kind of took me back to that point. There's a part at the beginning of the movie where Jules comes over to Ali Sheedy and Judd Nelson's apartment, and they like sit at the counter and they are drinking, like she has a bottle of Absolute Vodka, which when I started drinking Absolute Vodka was like literally like I would do anything to get my hands on that specific kind of vodka. It's actually a story, like I don't know that I've really talked a lot about that, but I was like obsessed with it. And it's so weird because there's all these different flavors of alcohol and vodka and stuff now, but like I can remember when Absolute Citron came out. And that was like such a big deal because there were no other flavors of like Absolute or vodka at that time, right? But I can remember like wanting just to have like that kind of vodka or that brand of alcohol. That was before I shifted over and became a whiskey drinker. I think that movie had, I mean, I don't blame it on the movie or anything like that, but I think that movie had like a lot to do with why I like glamorized Absolute Vodka, you know? But anyway, so I had a different feeling about watching it. When I got done with it, I started it and I thought, oh, I'm going to watch this movie like 3 more times this year or whatever. And I got done with it and I was like, no, if I never see this movie again, I'm fine. You know, you kind of know that. A couple of years ago, I listened to the Audible version of To Kill a Mockingbird, the Sissy Spacek narration, of which it's interesting, and I love Sissy Spacek. She's one of my all-time favorite actresses. But she really tries to make it her own instead of kind of like, I mean, there is a... there's a cadence to Kill a Mockingbird when you hear people read it, not just in the movie, but when you hear other people read it. That Sissy Spacek kind of like tries to make it her own a little bit. And it was, to be honest with you, it was kind of unnerving to me when I read it. And I finished listening to the audiobook, and it wasn't just because of that, but I read it so many times in my life that I was like, and seen the movie, I mean, still I could see the movie a million times, but I was like, I don't know that I need to ever read this book again. Like, I'm good, you know, like... There's enough books out there that I want to read. Like, I'm not a big rereader anyway. There's just probably a couple books that I reread. I talked about this the other day on my BookTube channel, but Catcher in the Rye, To Kill a Mockingbird, She's Come Undone by Wally Lamb. I think, like, those are maybe... There's a book called Replay by Ken Grimwood, which I read, I mean, God, it was when I first started working in treatment, because the doctor recommended it to me. It's about this guy that relives his life over and over and over again. And I bought the Audible version, and I also have the paperback inside, and I've been meaning to reread that to see if it means anything to me today the way, because when I read it I was like, it really impacted me. But that was also, you know, like I was probably at the time 4 or 5 years sober, 3 or 4 years, 5 years sober. But this guy, he like dies on the first page, and then he comes back, and he's died, and so he keeps on reliving his life over. Every time he comes back to the same place. But there's not tons of books that I would want to reread again. I would maybe read Last Night I Sang to the Monster by Benjamin Eilier Signs. I thought that was really good. But like, I wouldn't read like Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe. I told you guys I watched that movie. That was a couple months ago, right? I thought the movie was good. I didn't think it was anywhere near as good as the book, obviously. But there's very few movies that I think are better than the books. To Kill a Mockingbird, I actually think is better than the book. I know, crazy, right? But it's probably because of how I grew up and my mom and I loving that movie so much and stuff. But I'm trying to think of other books. That book, I don't know why, because it just like, it wasn't what it's an addiction story about a guy that's in treatment and his roommate. I'm trying to think of other books that I would maybe read again. Something came up the other day on Audible, and I was like, I don't even remember like the first time that I read this book. Like, I should reread it. It was like years ago. Oh, I know what it was. It was Intensity by Dean Koontz. And I remember reading that book and just being like, this is literally the best thriller. Oh, I know what it is. I joined this Facebook group, and it's like for psychological thrillers. It's like people are constantly asking for recommendations and stuff. I've gotten so many good book recommendations off of this Facebook group. It has like, it's crazy. It has like 500,000 members in this Facebook group, and every like post, somebody will be like, can somebody give me like a thriller that'll scare me so I can't go to sleep at night, or scare me to death, or whatever. And it's like, there's like 500 responses, and I just screenshot things that I haven't read. But people were talking about Intensity over there the other day, and I was like, oh my god, I should reread that, because I remember reading Intensity. If you've ever read it, it's about a girl that stays, if I remember correctly, like with her friend, and then these like people come inside and they're trying to kill her. They ended up making a movie about it, or maybe that's Velocity. I feel like I read both of them. I think it's Intensity. I read both of those, but I think it's Intensity that I'm talking about. But they ended up making it into a movie, a French movie, and I remember watching the French movie, and the movie was good, but it was nowhere near as good as the book. I kind of want to get back into Dean Koontz. There was a period where I was like really, really into Dean Koontz. Like my ex, I can remember, we would like, there was like one called like maybe it was The Perfect Husband or something. It was for a birthday. And I remember we went on a trip, and we got to, and I loved, like, one of the things I loved, and I've kind of like, now I listen to audiobooks, but back in the day when I was like, I would read hardbacks. I loved hardbacks. And I would love to just get on vacation and have like my 2 or 3 books that I was going to read on vacation. I would just sit by the pool or in the patio. I just read and read and read and read. And we got on vacation, and he was like, do you want some of your Christmas or some of your birthday presents? And I was like, yeah, sure, I guess. And so I think we were in Mexico, and he gave me like these 2 books, and one was, I feel like it was The Perfect Husband by Dean Koontz. I can't remember what the other one was, but they were they were like Dean Koontz's 2 newest books that I hadn't read. Maybe the other one was like a James Patterson, but I don't think so. But then I kind of stopped reading Dean Koontz. I read something of his that I thought just wasn't that good, and then people said his stuff is like really picked up. I can't remember the last one I read. It was kind of like time travel too. It was about this guy in this house, and then he kept on coming. That was a couple years ago. I would like to get back into some Dean Koontz again. If anybody has any recommendations, I'd say from like the last 5 or 10 years of like the best Dean Koontz book you've read, let me know in the comment section, because I'd like to get back into that. So I watched Almost Fire last night. I was like, it was nice to sit out here. I don't sit out here anymore to watch TV. Isn't that crazy? I always sit inside in the chair because it's cool, and I have the candles lit, although I haven't lit the candles in like the last week. But I like sitting in there instead. I don't know why. So, I mean, Boo Radley comes down like 2 or 3 times throughout the night, and I'll take him outside. But it's like, I don't remember it being, like, I just feel like the heat is still, you know? I was like Rear Window when he's talking about the rain, and Thelma Ritter, who plays his nurse, is like, I thought that the rain would cool things down, but it just made the heat wet. Like, that's how I feel. Like, the heat is just, like, wet and still. Last night there was a little bit of a nice breeze, but then it kind of, like, went away when I was done with the movie. So I got done with the movie late, like 4:45 or something like that. And so then I did a bunch of stuff inside first before I watched the movie. Like, I made my list for videos for today and did a bunch of stuff online that I needed to do. So then after that, I went inside, and I had 50 minutes left of The Bachelorette. So I watched the rest of The Bachelorette. I'll tell you my 2 favorites so far are, I really like Devin, and I really like Thomas. I don't think she'll pick, I mean, I think they'll be, like, towards the end, some of the tops, but I don't think that's who she'll pick. I was really surprised, if you've watched it, I won't ruin any of it, I was really surprised who she gave the first impression rose to. I kind of was like, wasn't like that taken by him. I mean, he came in there, like, I thought, trying to be really super impressive. I like the guy that came with his face all, like, masked up. I really like him a lot. I think he's kind of funny. But I will say this, too. Like, I mean, I watched The Last Bachelor. She was not my pick for The Bachelorette. And in fact, I have to be honest with you, watching it last night, I like her so much better, like, as The Bachelorette than as a contestant on The Bachelor. I really, really liked her last night watching it. So, I'm back into Bachelor Nation. And, yeah, Bachelor Nation is back in full effect. And then after that, I got done, and I was like, okay, like, I want to watch. And so I started watching another episode of Sister Wives. But I got like 10 minutes into it, and then I was like, you need to go to bed. And then, of course, it takes me like, I took my medicine last night. The thing with my medicine is, like, it really does help me sleep. But, like, I don't even really remember Alex, like, getting up to go. He's downstairs talking, like, by our bookshelf, like, through his whole Zoom meeting, which is like an hour and a half, 2 hours long. And, like, I didn't hear him at all. I don't hear, and my neighbor's like, do you hear the dogs outside bark? I'm like, I never hear anybody bark out. She's like, my dog barks a lot. Do you hear? I'm like, I never hear anybody bark outside when I'm sleeping. But I have the fan on. But, I mean, I'm just like, until my alarm goes off, like, I'm out. I might, this is the thing, like, I might get up a couple times and go to the bathroom, but then, like, I come back and I fall asleep that quick. But it still takes me a long time to go to sleep at night. Like I said the other night on the video, I said, like, what for me is fast is, like, you know, if I say, like, okay, I fell asleep fast, for me, that's like an hour and a half, you know, minimum, hour and a half. I don't remember how long it took me to fall asleep last night, but I tossed and turned a couple times, went to the bathroom a couple times, finally after that fell asleep, so it still took me a long time. The other thing is that on rare occasions, like, I'll be on my phone in bed, like, after I've gone to sleep for the night. But, I mean, obviously, like, when Alex and I are just laying there, I'm, like, scrolling through stuff, whatever. I'm talking about when I go to sleep. Like, when I set my alarm and I put my phone on the charger, like, I have, like, one of those magnetic chargers, which, by the way, if you're looking for a gift for somebody, I got that at the Apple store. I totally swear by that. I wanted to buy Alex one. He's like, I don't need one. It's, like, it magnetizes it. So you can just, like, look over anytime and just hit your phone. You can, like, see the time and everything like that if you have notifications. All my notifications, this is so funny, like, I've never met another YouTuber or Instagrammer or whatever, like, they always keep all their notifications on. My phone is always on silent, and I have all my notifications silenced. I don't want to see any of that stuff. Because people are always like, well, I don't want to wake you up. I'm like, my phone is always on silent. Always. It's always on silent. But anyway, the thing is, I love, like, the medicine keeps me asleep and I get a good sleep. Like, I feel rested when I get up. Most days I do. But, like, to wake up, like, I don't feel, like, hungover. I don't really know the word I would use. Groggy, maybe at first, but just kind of, like, it takes me a little bit. That was not the case before, you know, all this. Like, I would wake up and I was, like, up. And there were still days that I'm like that. Like, I notice if I get, like, 9 or 10 hours of sleep, when I, like, wake up, I'm, like, up. But if I get, like, between 7 and 8 hours of sleep, like, it takes me, like, a good, like, 10 minutes. Like, I came downstairs, Alex was watching a show, and he was like, oh, are you up? And I was like, yeah. And I was, like, so asleep. I was like, I gotta have some coffee and whatever. Then I went upstairs and brushed my teeth and washed my face and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, so yeah, so that was last night. Watched just a little bit of Sister Wives and I went to bed. So I don't know what time I'll be home tonight. And last night, oh my god, it rained. Oh, you know what? I just want to say, I did not understand okay, it took me a minute. Well, actually, it took me a comment that I got to get it. So people over here on the vlog, I think it was on the vlog, but maybe it was just on my Peter Dostuff channel when I talked about my weight loss update. So many people were like, you need to get a pad that you plug in. And I knew what they meant. I knew they meant one of those walking pads, but I didn't know why so many people were saying it to me. Like, I film a video and I forget what I say, right? I didn't understand why so many people were telling me I needed to get this walking pad. I was like, why are so many? I mean, it was not like 100, but it was like 5 or 6 comments were like, you need to get one of those indoor walking pads. I didn't really understand it. And then this one comment that I got, I looked on there today and somebody said, yeah, I agree with everybody else. Like, if it rains, then you'll have an indoor walking pad that you can walk on and you can just watch TV. I was like, oh, because I was talking about how the rain has been, like, part of what's been keeping me from going outside, which last night it was pouring down rain again, so, until I got up from my nap. Yeah, like, that's a good idea. Like, I really should get one of those. I've seen them online. I've seen the ones that are, like, this big and just kind of, like, walk in, well, obviously a treadmill, you walk in place, but they're not big. I mean, we could put it up underneath, like, the buffet table that we have with all of our pictures on it, and I could just, like, take it out when I want to watch something. It's actually a really good idea. Because even when Alex goes to sleep, well, for the winter, it would be good, too, like, if it's snowing outside. So I'm going to look into that. Last night, oh, that's what I was doing. I was on Amazon last night. Okay. So, Judd Nelson wears a pair of high top, do you guys do this kind of stuff? He wears a pair of high top Nike high tops, okay, with like they're white with like a gray stripe on them, and I like wanted those so bad. I was like, oh my god, I love the look of like jeans, like I always, you know, like cuff my jeans cuffed up with like high tops. I love that look with like a button-down collared shirt. Like that's one of my favorite looks in the world. So last night I ended up buying, and I have a couple pairs of high tops. Alex, like, he has a lot of high tops. He looks so cute in sneakers. So I ended up buying 2 pairs of Nike high tops last night off of Amazon. They come to, and oh, I also bought, because I have like piles, like a pile of sunglasses, and you know, I keep on buying all these sunglasses. So I was like, I'm gonna buy a sunglass case. It actually wasn't that expensive. I think it was like $27 and it holds 12 pairs of sunglasses. And so I thought that I could keep it down here in the kitchen because we keep all of our sunglasses in this another buffet table thing that we have upstairs in our landing. And so I have to go through them, and I thought, well, I could just keep like 6 to 10 or 12 of my favorite pairs down here, and then I could just each day pull out which ones I want to wear. And then just have one case in my bag. So I use the same like case, the carrying case. It's actually a Moncler case that I use because I have a pair of Moncler sunglasses. They really weren't that expensive. I got them on Saks on sale, I think. But the case is like the Moncler coats that are like the puffy coats. And so it keeps any pair of sunglasses really safe. And I always use that to carry it in my bag. So I got that. And then I needed a new, because like the glass and everything has come off. I have to take the glass off to get my watches out and all that kind of stuff from like my watch case. So I've been wanting to get one of those for like 2 years now. It's been broken. So I got another one of those last night. I have all these watches that I need to go get batteries for. Like my wood watch, that Jode watch that I love. I need to get a battery for that. And I have like a Timex that I love that's got like this cloth, what do you call it, band on it that I really love. It needs a new one. Maybe it's not Timex. I don't know what brand it is. But anyway, I really like it. And I don't wear them because I've got like 3 or 4 watches that need batteries in them. So, gotta go do that. Alex said he does too. He's like, do you want me just to take them all? Because he's got like 2 or 3 different watches. And he's like, if I'll just take them all and then get new batteries. I was like, that would be great. It doesn't cost that much to get a battery replaced. I used to think it did. But then I like went to the store and they're like, it's $8. I was like, $8 for you? Because if I do it, I'll mess it all up. So yeah, that was my night last night. So I'm going to look at one of those walking pads. Because enough people suggested it. I was like, that's a good idea. I should really think about that. So... now, tomorrow and Sunday, tomorrow our dinner is earlier. Tomorrow our dinner is at 6:15, which means we have to leave here at about 5:30, which means I have to start getting ready about 4:30. So I'll probably do the vlog after that. They will not be going out. This is 3 couples, and they all have kids and stuff like that. So, well, 3 including us. So there won't be any like going out afterwards and stuff like that. So I'll probably film my vlog after I come back tomorrow, and I don't know that I'll film any videos before. Just kind of we'll just have to kind of see how the day goes. If it's real nice tomorrow, I might try to go to the pool for an hour or 2. Maybe go to bed a little bit earlier tonight. So, yeah, it's been a good day so far. Based on a true story. Anyway, let me know what you think. Why do I say that on these? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I hope that you're having, I've gone almost a half an hour, so I need to get off here to get ready. But I hope that you're having a magically amazing Friday and a fantastic beginning to your weekend. If you have the weekend off, if you have to work, I'm sorry. Hope you get a little time to relax. And if nobody else has told you this today, I love you, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Love ya.